out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Alright. How are those levels doing? Hello? Oh, you can't hear me for some reason.
Hold up.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Gang, got the hammer and the wrench.
Let's see if I can get this.
And we're live. Oh, wait, are we streaming?
No, yeah, well, I wanted to test it out, but...
Okay. Who's it? Cuties.
Hey.
A bunch of cuties here.
Ew, your smile is gross. No, use it.
Let me see. How come my mic isn't being picked up?
Is it up?
The levels aren't going up.
Let's see. Stay in your lane, bitch, be humble. Oh, that's why. Okay, try.
Hello? Hello?
Try.
Hello?
Keep talking.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me, ma'am? Hello?
This is the... Try again.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay, bet.
That one's yours. This one's mine.
This one's mine. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, girl.
So manly. That was so mask of you.
I know. I'm just so cool or whatever. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna find the link. I could feel it in my body, damn, that liquor got me feeling naughty.
The most simple way.
Oop.
Feeling in the lobby. I mean, boy, I'm cocky. Ooh. I found myself.
Hee hee. I'm leaving a heart on our chat.
Nice.
Okay, how do I copy this?
Let's see. Ew.
Ew, stop.
I know.
I don't want to be authentic right now.
You said ew.
Okay, I'm gonna make a little I'm gonna take a little picture real quick.
Okay.
A little selfie moment. Damn, my forehead. Wait.
I'm on.
She's like, do another one.
Yeah.
Blurry ass bitch.
Period. So I want to be mysterious.
I'm so mysterious.
Not mysterious. Okay, let's see.
Podcast.
Hello, bitches.
Hey, y'all.
What's going the fuck on?
Is anybody on?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
Oh, wait. Yep. There was, but not anymore.
It was probably me looking.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Okay.
I'm into these hoops right now. I just refound them.
You refound
for the
them?
Erica, but
I just refound them.
Because I lost them and then I found them and then I lost them again.
Hi ass bitch.
I'm dead.
Hi ass bitch.
Hi ass bitch.
Stay in your lane, bitch. Be humble. Stop. I can't stop.
I really liked your questions that you have planned, honestly.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Hell yeah.
Were you thinking about them beforehand or did you just let it come to you?
I just let it come to me. I was surprised that I didn't already have one for like authenticity and genuine. Or
I thought it'd be nice to talk about like for Pride Month. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think so too. I think it is going to be a good topic. I feel like I have a lot to say on it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We still got a couple minutes before.
Yeah, we do.
So, I was about to ask you about your day, but don't start.
Oh
yet.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
I guess we'll just sit here in silence.
Ew! You don't have to be like that. God.
But I kind of want to know. Did anything interesting happen today? No.
That guy wasn't there today.
What? Yeah. He didn't show up. T.
Yeah. Don't know why. And then everybody in my class was like, not everybody, but the guys in front of me and behind me were like having a poll if I would say yes if he asked me to go on a lunch date with him. And everybody said no. They thought that I wouldn't say yes because he's too like short, is what they would say.
How dare they?
Yeah, they were like. But then the guy in front of me, he's like, I think she'd say yes because it was Donald. He was all like,
come on, Donald.
Yeah, right, yeah. He was all like,
of all people.
Yeah. I think she'd say yes because she don't discriminate. And because he already knew. He already asked me this before. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, what they look like or, you know, just as long as who they are is a good person, I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't need more than that, honestly.
Intimacy-wise, though.
Yeah, like, sexually, though.
Yeah. I mean,
you haven't said no to short guys before. Stacked. Yeah, exactly.
I used to date, like, a kind of short guy, and he was well endowed.
Oh.
Not, like, the best, but
God.
Better than I thought it would be.
Okay. I just realized the door's open still, so I'm going to close the door.
Well, I can since the camera's way.
She never misses the opportunity to call me big. You know it. No memes allowed. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh yeah, you kind of we gotta fix that. I keep on forgetting about that. Oh, white.
Your light.
Oh yeah.
On your face.
My bad.
That's right. Alright.
You look real white.
But yeah, they were all just talking like cheese me about my life. In front of me.
Oh my god.
I know. I was like,
why are they
y'all
upset?
Nosy asses.
Why are y'all upset?
Because I've already been asked out by like 3 dudes in the whole building.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a lot, honestly, considering that all of them were not in our class. So
I know, like, leave me alone.
Literally that.
Oh, for real?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I'm gonna try putting my legs up because I never did that before.
It's nice.
So comfy.
It feels good, right? That's what I'm saying.
I just did late days yesterday and my legs are sore as hell.
Oh, honestly. Girl, same.
Like, I'm just sore.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a break.
What
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh.
Today I did a back.
Oh, okay,
so
nice.
I was like, I'm trying to really go up because, like,
good. I'm
taking creatine. So, like, yeah.
You're taking creatine?
Yeah.
Like, you just started again, right?
Well, it's been a while. Yeah. Yeah. It's been about a month. No, not even.
No, not even.
Yeah, it's been about a month because I bought it both at the same time because I was all like, if we're going to do this, we might as well get back on creatine.
Yeah, of course. Gotta have everything in line. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not just...
I'm just tired. Like, mentally. But I'll go into that about my weight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll talk about it.
We gonna talk about it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Tune in,
Today's episode is brought to you by Audrey's tea. I forgot
what it was. Yeah, I knew it.
I forgot what it was already.
Honey lemon ginseng.
I keep on wanting to say oolong, but I'm like, it's not
it's
oolong.
Literally not that. Not but
that's what you get. That's what you get.
What? What? I didn't do nothing.
Being a bitch.
What? Correct you?
Being a bitch drinking out of cups. Reference.
Being a bitch.
Let's see. Let's see who's gonna hop on first. I bet it's gonna be Andrew, because he already messaged
He did.
me.
Yeah, he liked my story.
Oh, okay, good. Me too.
We had a couple of questions from Jess, but that was it.
Okay, nice.
Deacon,
I'm glad Jess.
Yeah.
Deacon what?
Deacon asked a question, but he was dumb. He was being dummies.
He was being a little dummy. Off
Deacon, if you're in here, you're dumb.
I forgot to insult you. Damn
it. I will
I'll
always
just
insult you
live. You got a big head. There you go.
Damn, he fucking told you, bitch.
I was talking about you.
Oh. What?
Because I said I forgot to insult you.
You did.
Little
you said that it was gonna be a tradition, and then you just stopped.
I can do it real quick. Hold on.
No, you don't have to do that.
We still got 4 minutes left. Okay. I can do it real quick.
I block out all of the negativity.
I love that.
I'm just not negative.
Go ahead.
I put in the thoughts that think, the little notes, I said low standards and how Angel has them, can't expect anything out of nobody. That's what you said to me.
I'm dead.
I thought it was so funny. I was like, oh my god, this fucking bitch.
That's a quote of the day.
Stop.
Expression though, I was kind of just gonna let it come to me. I didn't really have anything planned for expression.
Yeah, me neither, really. I don't really think that I have any real questions about it either. Just because I feel like we've already kind of talked about that. The last podcast where we were talking about manifestations and intentions, and I feel like that's kind of expressing ourselves and expressing what we want for our future.
That's true.
But I feel like expressing ourselves can also mean how we communicate with other people, our authenticity.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was kind of going to lean into.
Yeah.
I was going to lean into how do I actually express my authenticity?
So on the description, I actually put, we talk about how... Man, I just should read it.
I need new glasses. I need new glasses because I was trying to read that so hard.
That's not even where you find it.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. The stream's bitrate is 4,000. We recommend that you use this stream bitrate of 4,000.
Heard.
Well, our stream health is excellent.
So.
I think that it was just an internet issue last time. Oh, wait, it said.
Whoa, I never seen it. Preview screen and program scene. Interesting.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, so that's a way to transition into. That's cool.
That is so dope. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. So how do we perceive ourselves versus how others see us? How we have come to be comfortable in our own skin and expressing our innermost self.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's us.
I love that. That's cute.
Yeah.
You're so good with words. I am not.
I know. No, I'm just kidding. But that's why you're an artist. You're better at expressing yourself like that. You know what I mean?
But also
things that we're good
in story creation, I feel like it does help knowing words.
Oh my god, your Brujas comic is gonna come out and it's just
it's gonna be the worst dialogue. That's why I'm glad I have Merlin, because he kind of I'm so bare bones, low key.
I'm always Merlin any better.
He's kind of good. I mean, not that part, but we'll get it proofread. You gotta go through an editing process. Right. If
you need help, let me know.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably gonna be you.
I know how to spell.
It's 6:00.
Period.
Yeah.
You wanna introduce us then?
What'd you say?
You wanna introduce us then?
Yeah.
Or I guess count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No. Okay. Just gonna go into it.
Damn, bitch.
All right, y'all. Welcome to our podcast.
Hi.
And they were roommates. That's it. My name is Angel Ortiz. You can follow me on Instagram at Avocado Papi. I have a YouTube channel where I live stream. I have a comic book coming out soon. You could support that on Patreon, where you can donate a little bit of money and you get some perks in return, like a free sticker or art sooner than anybody else gets to see it. So stuff like that. And then Audrey.
Yes. Hello. My name is Audrey. You can follow me on Instagram at first.generation. Generation. Get it. Honestly, I haven't been streaming as often as I should, but I'm gonna be changing that habit, and I'm going to be streaming again. I'm gonna start doing it on Twitch on Wednesdays and possibly YouTube on Sundays. So y'all come and hang out with your girl.
What do you do on your streams?
I play video games. I talk, I chill, and I might sing a little bit. If you're lucky.
Ooh,
no, I'm just kidding.
If you're lucky.
No, yeah, I'm just, while I'm messing around, I like to sing to myself a lot.
That's cute.
So that's weird.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
A little bit, but
not
fine.
as weird as you. Whatever.
I like to sing to myself, and I own it.
Yeah, he's really bad at singing.
I'm really bad. Do you have anything else you want to say about your intro?
No, nothing crazy.
Okay. But
yeah, I'm chilling.
I wanted to ask her before the stream actually started, but how was your week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was like, well, I guess we're just going to sit here in silence then.
Yeah. I was like, well, we have nothing to talk about, so let's just wait until the stream.
No, I had a really good week. It was productive, did a lot of coding, learned a lot of stuff, learned how to do like a lot of JavaScript, HTML, whatever stuff. Had some more odd office drama happen.
Ew.
I was also talking to him a little bit about this morning, just because I just think it's so odd when people are like, oh, chismosa, chismoso, or like gossipers in English, and it's just funny because like I see how other people are thinking, and I get to ask them questions in real life, in like real time, about why they think the way they think about me. You know what I mean? Which goes into what we're gonna say today, but it'll come later.
Yeah, I'll come later.
But other than that, everything's been pretty good. I've been getting back into the gym like a little bit more seriously, I think. I started taking pre-workout again, so I'm feeling it.
I bet.
That caffeine fucking hit me, dude. And like, I don't wake up early enough to go to the gym before school right now. But I'm trying to change that up tomorrow because I'm going to start riding my bike to work or to school, to my class tomorrow.
You're crazy. You're going to go all that
crazy.
How far is it?
I was thinking I could park at like the Via parking lot, or even Southtown would be fine. Because it's only like 2 miles away from Kodup, really.
Okay, just be careful. Because
Yeah.
it's crazy down there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know.
I'm not going to put it on you, but just be careful.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
That's wood. This is wood right here.
Yeah, that is wood. Ew. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, no, everything's been pretty cool. It's been fun. I'm trying to not focus on like boys and boys around me, but it's difficult because they make themselves very known, very apparent, very out there. But I mean,
they do be going for it,
yeah,
which is I guess a good thing.
Yeah, but I have good conversations with a good majority of them. There's only like a couple of them where like they ask me a couple awkward questions to lead into, can I get your number then? But yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, okay, well, obviously your intention is something different, and I don't really like that. But if, they approach me and they're like, oh, what do you like to do for fun? And like, they want to actually get to know me, then I feel more of a friendly vibe. And that makes me a little bit more willing to be like, oh, okay, well,
more authentic.
we're cool. Yeah, period. I'm expressing
We're just going to be
myself.
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
But, and enough about my week. How has your week been?
My week was, I feel like just exhausted, I feel, honestly.
I feel that.
But I'm like in high spirits about like just everything that I'm doing right now. I'm just like noticing that I'm kind of like, I feel like burning out, especially with my throat like giving out.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So that, but also like me noticing that is just like a way for me to like readjust some stuff.
Okay.
So like for me, like, I was doing a lot of like, for the gym at least, like physical, huh? Nothing. What did you say? Say it louder. Like all of my body, anyway, yeah, actually on my body. So I was going to the gym, but I noticed that like I wasn't going up in weight a lot, and that I was just doing like a lot of repetition, which has been good. It's been chill. Like I've been noticing like a growth, but I want to go up in weight, like a lot more. So I just been focusing on that. But I noticed that I'm like just exhausted, and I really have like a weird relationship with food because like I just sometimes don't get hungry, so like I just don't eat. So I need to be eating a lot more if I'm going to be doing that kind of like weightlifting.
Getting, muscle.
So I just think it all goes back to my diet, which I need to eat more protein and stuff like that and getting that
protein
done.
Shakes if you can.
Yeah.
You know.
That, I mean, that's the only thing that I'm like taking in that's protein really. Like we'll eat like simple stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll drink like a protein shake. But like I feel like protein shakes mess with my stomach low key. Like they make me bloated as hell. So
might be the way.
Yeah,
I think that we talked about this before, where it's like I think that you are also lactose intolerant to a certain degree.
Yeah,
but you just ignore it.
Know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like literally didn't drink a protein shake after the gym, so I wouldn't feel like gross on the podcast. So,
I see.
But right after, I'm gonna
maybe it'll be better if you do like smoothies with like
I do like smoothies
coconut
better.
Water or something, replenish your electrolytes too.
I like that. See, that's better. And I've been trying to drink a lot of water, especially while I'm at work. And I don't know, also like work is just draining me right now, like just mentally. I know. Just because it's
this guy only works there 3 days a week at that place, but it's like the worst place, so
Don't say that.
We didn't name it out loud.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna.
I'm doing my best to make that like a nice little place for me to work while I pursue my tattooing degree. LOL. Yeah, my tattooing apprenticeship, which is tomorrow. I'm gonna go try to find one. So wish me luck, y'all.
Yes.
I'm really excited. Thank you. I get paid today too, so.
Okay.
It's a good. I'm happy. Like I said, it's manageable and I'm happy. And
exhausting.
Yeah, I'm just really exhausted, and I noticed like I've been sleeping real good.
Yeah,
like I've been sleeping real good,
nice,
like deep sleep.
Good.
But I also been taking NyQuil because my throat. So it's just like I'm trying to take care of myself through this like little number I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
But it's just like
little pieces. You know what I mean?
But I feel like my brain is getting like back on track of things. So it just kind of slipped up because I don't know. I got to find the root of that. So that's meditation. So.
Yeah, period. Yeah, that's okay. And I mean, it's honestly kind of difficult to get into the habit of something that you haven't already established, you know what I mean, in your daily life.
That's true.
So I guess just find like a good block of time in your day, like stack it on top of your other habits. Like whenever you go poop, but when you wake up, go and do that. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I think that's good.
Say less.
Yeah. I will.
Okay, I will.
Don't want to talk about your poop. Thanks.
Yeah, other than that, I'm good.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. That's awesome. And exhaustion through working, I feel, is very commonplace, especially in the time that we're in right now. You know what I mean? But I think that it's just a part of the nature of being in a transitionary period as well. You have been in a transitionary period for a while, so
that's what my cards were saying. They're like, bro, you've been in transition for a while. You know what I mean?
It's just about focusing on the parts that are in transition and getting that completely done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because the more that you talk about it, the more anticipation you put behind it, behind like the result, the hope of getting that stuff done. and you won't even be able to have enough energy to go after it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just
No, you're
thinking
right.
about it, you're like, oh my God, that's so much
I'm
work right now,
exhausted.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just listening to his name's Leo. I don't know. He's like a bald headed
Oh,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was listening
Luis,
to his thing.
wait, Leo Skeppy or something like that,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I think Leo, but he's a Pisces. And I find that very nice.
And that very nice.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had an episode just today or the other day about this kind of like situation that I'm in right now. So I just found his video like exactly what I needed. So
Yeah.
shout out Leo, period.
Shout out Leo.
Thanks. He helped me out of it.
Yeah. Podcasts helping out other podcasts.
Period. He doesn't know me, but
Yeah. So do you want to go through the card of the day?
yeah, let's do the card of the day. So the card of the day today is the Hierophant. To me, this is like a spiritual card, especially like when it comes to masculinity.
Yeah.
So like a spiritual masculinity in the sense of like, being there for others, being like a role model, I would say.
Wow.
And just like showing people how to be authentic. Period.
Oh God, you're just gonna start this.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait,
No,
what do you
that's
think of
good.
the Hierophant? Like if you were to get this in your card?
Well, I know that the Hierophant and the High Priestess are kind of like in the same ballpark, but the Hierophant, it definitely exudes more of a masculine energy, and it's a masculine like ruling energy. So it's like kind of get in that dominant headspace is what I'm getting from it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's like be at peace, be calm, but be in that dominant masculine mindset. You know, like get your shit done, bitch.
Literally.
Come on, girl.
It's literally that. I
Yeah.
literally saw that card and I was just like, I want to make some like art for us real quick. Like just to like
Ooh.
put out there.
I would love
I already
that.
have the designs. I just got to ink them and color them. And so
Oh, period.
they're going to be cute.
Well, let's do
so
it.
they're coming.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
That's
like
so
saw
cute.
this and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about those little images and I was like, I need to finish those things.
Nice. That's awesome. That's okay. We can take it a step at a time, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
No, but I'm glad to hear that your week was so good. I do want to lead into his week with our outfits of the day. Period.
Oh,
Go
yes.
off,
I
girl.
forgot.
You forgot, and it literally happened yesterday.
I went to go see Erica Badu yesterday and this is like a little shirt that I got. Hold on, wait. Oh, wait.
The witch mistress herself.
Yes, she's my favorite right now.
Yes, she is
Oh, there's 4
amazing.
dates. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
It was late day yesterday. It was late day.
He
I'm
said,
bad.
all right, slow squat, slow squat.
Slow squad. It was late day. I couldn't do it.
Oh, God, I hate you.
But yeah, it was amazing. Honestly, the concert was really good.
And here's mine.
Boo. Ah. No, I'm just kidding. It's cute. It's cute. I love the pants.
From now on, for the next 4.5 months, I'm going to be coming in with
With your
my
school
school outfit. Yeah, but I dress really cute at school. I don't know about you, but whenever I look good, I feel good. So
I used to try to dress nice when I went to school too.
exactly.
So-
And now that launches us into our topic for Thoughts That Think today,
Period.
which is
Thoughts That Think.
authenticity and expression. So, Angel, what would you think is your most authentic self?
Ooh, my most
person you are right
authentic
now?
self is probably like me chilling at Hanzo's, shout out Hanzo's, with a nice old fashioned, and I'm drawing on
Okay.
with my sketchbook, and I'm having a good time. Like everything's just so like smooth, and I'm just vibing, chilling. That's my most authentic self.
Okay, well, that's more of like the scenery, the setting. But like personally,
Oh, okay,
genuinely
okay.
from the
My
inside.
bad, my bad. I was like, where do I want to be right
Who
now?
are you?
Who would I be more authentic as?
Who are you at the very core of yourself? Who is your most authentic,
Oh, okay, I see your
authentic
question.
self
Sorry.
that you identify with currently?
I would say I'm just always trying to exude like positive masculine energy or like just positive energy in general, like depending on the situation. So that would be my most authentic self. So That's it, honestly. What do
Really?
you?
Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, at the core of it, I feel like being authentic is just like, do you want to be a good person?
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yep.
doing that, or if like you feel like in a shitty mood, like acting authentic would be like, oh, I feel shitty, but also recognizing that you feel shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's also
Yeah.
authentic. So
Yes.
there's like this authenticity like little spiral that
Like a
goes
loop.
around. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
loop. And it's just like you got to keep catching yourself.
Shout out coding loops.
Is that? Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Fucking loops. Ugh, those are the worst. Anyway,
Authenticity is very
it's
hard to
very much a
achieve.
cycle. I see. So then, like, do you think that you weren't your most authentic self at some point? Like, were you
Um,
kind of masking your most authentic self from people or
I feel
hiding it?
like I hide my most authentic self like at work, for example.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not trying to give the most authentic. I'm trying to give customer
Oh,
service.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
very much
mean?
so.
But also
True.
like there is a layer of authenticity that goes into that because my root of everything is like I want everybody to feel comfortable and nice
Yes.
around me.
Mm-hmm.
So that really plays into the customer service and like service aspect in general, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
So I guess I do like find it fulfilling to be a bartender,
Mm-hmm.
but also you
It
know,
is instant gratification.
yeah.
It is very
Hmm.
much so.
And then you have to work for that tip anyway, so you better be like
Yeah.
a really personable
That's very
also.
true.
So
Mm-hmm.
just being at work honestly takes away a lot of my authenticity though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can't say like the same things that you would say, you know, if they were like your friend. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? If they were actually genuinely people that you want to talk to,
Hmm.
then you would be able to talk to them in any way,
Oh.
shape, or form.
I think so. Oh.
No, yeah, I totally get that. And I never really got to like put a finger on why I enjoyed the service industry so much, but I think that was beautifully worded
Thank you.
there. Yeah, you have trouble with your words,
I
but
do.
it's all right. Yeah. We should have like a like counter, a like counter for Angel, like on the corner of the
I'm
screen.
sorry.
Like,
That's my most authentic self. I say like.
like.
What about you?
That's
What's your
funny.
like? What's your core? I guess I feel like we're kind of the same, but I don't want to assume. But go ahead.
For sure. I think that at my core, like the way that I perceive myself, my whole identity is like being able to care for other people and for myself.
Mm.
And at the very core of that is compassion. I think that a lot of my inner self, a lot of my authentic self is more about like putting myself in people's positions, like empathizing with people, doing like the golden rule: treat others the way that you want to be treated. You know what I mean? And also treat yourself the way that you treat other people. I feel like that's a statement that they don't really use that often. You hear treat others the way you want to be treated more often than treat yourself the way that you want to treat yourself. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like people nowadays are so attuned to ignoring who they are and what they want in reality because of the other people's expectations or standards or societal expectations and standards of people. And generally, like, you know, we're all clumped in our different stereotypes depending on which community or society we, you know, are born into. And for me, I feel like that wherever I was born, which is Northside San Antonio, I was not my most authentic self in that environment, in that situation, around those people. Like, it just wasn't the right place for me as an individual to grow because they didn't have the same intentions, they didn't have the same ingenuity. Like, you know, they didn't want to show their genuine side because unfortunately a lot of people's most authentic self doesn't include compassion for other people, but more of like a selfishness, and like they mask their selfishness as selflessness by putting their like I wouldn't say expectations, but putting other things on other people, like not particularly blaming
Projecting
other.
or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, projecting. And I think that it's such a different thing, you know, to live authentically and be authentic, because so many people are not. And it's just so crazy, because whenever you are your most authentic self, I feel like you can spot somebody who isn't a mile away. You can definitely tell that
Yeah,
that
you can
person
kind of read that
is,
energy.
yeah. How do you
Like,
think?
are you being real? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah. How do you tell? Do you know like any cues that you would,
I'm honestly pretty
or is it
gullible.
just like a feeling? Do you ever feel anything?
I just assume everybody's acting authentic to what they perceive like their authenticity is. Yeah,
Really?
like I'm all like, if you feel
Really?
like you have to act like that, that's okay. Like
Oh,
I am not important
okay.
of a person for you to be like, which we were just talking about that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like for you to like um, act crazy around me. You know what I mean? Or act
Yeah.
different around me. Like if you feel
Yeah.
like you don't want to give me like the access to your real self, that's you acting authentic.
Oh,
So
okay. I
that goes
see.
into like the paradox thingy, like where it's
Yeah.
just like you don't know who's acting authentic or if
They
like,
don't even know if they're acting authentic or not.
oh,
That's also a loop. Like, authenticity really is just a big loop, because it's like, well, what if they're not acting authentic? Well, what is their authenticity? It could change every day. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like, identity, higher self, authenticity, all of that can change like within a day,
yeah.
which I think is so
I
crazy.
think it's like just based on like the individual person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this goes into like my values question, which is like, what kind of values do you personally have, Audrey,
Mm.
that
I
hold
love that.
you accountable to your authenticity?
For me, my values are the virtues of people, of the people, of humanity.
The soapbox,
um,
bring it out.
it's I think the most important to me, of course, is compassion. Um, Second of all, it is respect. I think
Mm,
that respect is very much something that is deeply rooted, not just in me, but also my culture.
mm,
And I'm talking about the like Asian side of me,
right.
not the first generation American side of me, unfortunately. But over there, they have like different expectations of respect for different people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they have different ways of addressing your grandma or an elderly person from another family, or like your neighbor or your aunties and uncles and aunt, like from your dad's side and your mom's side. Like, there's just so many different ways that you can be so formal with other people, and it's all just depending on the kind of respect that you have for them too. I think that also plays into authenticity a lot, is because the more that you respect somebody, the more honest you are with them, I feel. And
Honesty.
honesty is also a very important value for me. It honestly is probably above respect. So it would go like compassion and then honesty and then respect.
Right.
Because, I mean, I can't really, put it on a priority list, but out of all of those virtues, those are like my top three for sure. Honesty is absolutely the most important thing to me,
When being authentic.
for being authentic and for just being like a good person. I feel like, yeah, I get it, you tell little white lies to not hurt people's feelings, but in the long run, is that gonna be any good for them? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, I understand, you want to spare people's feelings by not telling them that they look fat in that dress or whatever, but maybe you could just word it in a different way, like, hey, that dress isn't flattering your curves,
Mm.
like maybe you should try something like this, you know what I mean, and suggest something. I don't know. I'm like,
I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
that's me. That's a me thing. I totally understand why people
Merlin
would
tells
be
me straight up
uncomfortable.
like that shirt's too small for you, and I'm like hurt.
Well, like in period, girl, and it, busts you out of making a purchase that you might regret later, like,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
wearing something and actually looking ridiculous in it or something, because you didn't know, because you're yourself and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I feel okay in this, like, why not, why wouldn't I? And it's just so easy to be like rose colored glasses on yourself all the time too. But honesty, being honest with other people, it also helps you be honest with yourself. Like,
Period.
I can't stress enough how, like, I used to be such a big fucking liar, dude. I used to be a big fat liar, like a big fatty
Damn.
fat liar, because I wanted attention, and like I thought that the
Oh
only
yeah,
way
you
for
had told me
me,
about this before. I
yeah,
forgot.
like the only way
Lying
for
ass
me to
bitch.
feel like I could get that attention is by being a fucking liar. And then I became a compulsive liar. And then I was like, why am I lying though? Like, my life is tragic enough. I don't want to keep lying. Like, I don't want any drama at all. I think that I'm okay. Like, I think I'm good to stop fucking lying. And it also helped me put into perspective that other people's lies, what didn't seem so big before, is actually a big fucking deal. Like, if your partner lies to you about cheating on you to your face, that's a big fucking red flag. But I somehow was able to convince myself back then that I've told worse lies. I'm okay, like, with them lying to me about that.
No. Oh, so you're like justifying their lie with something that you've done in your past.
Yeah, exactly.
So like punishing yourself low key.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm just like, well, why am I thinking like that? That's not okay. Like, whatever is in the past is in the past. I'll try to make up for it by being the most honest person that I can be, being the most authentic self that I can be. You know what I mean? And just be genuine with other people. But for some reason, like, cyclically, people will just continue to not be the most genuine form of themselves. But I think that it's just through lack of understanding who their real self is. And it's not for me to judge. You know, I can't tell you who your real self is. You know what I mean? But I can tell that a part of you is uncomfortable with either me or uncomfortable with yourself. And the thing is that whatever you're uncomfortable with about me, I can't change it unless you tell me.
Period.
And I also probably will not change it because this is just me, bitch. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not doing anything to like manipulate anyone. I'm not doing this because I have bad intentions. But I think that, you know, personalities don't fit. You know, that's a totally real thing. Like, you know, you can have personality clash. That's totally a big thing. Conflicts are real. They're going to happen. They're bound to happen. You can't just live a stable, peaceful life without anybody else around you all the time. I mean, you can. Maybe highly recommend that, honestly. But but it gets lonely. And
so you got out of that like unauthentic space by relying purely on like honesty.
Yes.
Basically.
And the more honest, like I said, like the more honest you are with other people, the more honest you are with yourselves. And the more that you can intuitively tell other people are not being their real self around you. You can tell when other people are lying a lot easier when you're being so honest with other people, and you can look them straight in their eye while you tell them the truth. And somehow, some way, you can tell that they're not telling you the truth. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a feeling, and it's also body language. It's a combination of like tone and all of that accumulating into like intuitively understanding that this person is lying in my fucking face. And I will call them out. I will call people out. Like, I've called you out before.
For lying?
Yeah. You don't remember?
I remember.
Liar!
I remember. Actually, doesn't remember. Lied the whole time.
Yep. It was after the first time you and Marilyn had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then I was all like... That's a good point to bring up. So tell them the story, and then like I feel like authenticity will fall into it, like in both of our roles, I feel.
Okay. Well, we had already been living together for like maybe a month or two, but we've already gotten really comfortable with each other. And you and Merlin were on a break at that time. And he like had come over to apologize, but he just left like a cake and some flowers on our door and was like,
he did.
Yeah, damn right he did.
Anyway.
So he had left all that stuff there, and I don't remember exactly what I called you out on, but I just remember like being offended because I did see the cake and the flowers, and I was like, this bitch, he made up with him, didn't he? And you were like, no, I don't know. I don't think that I'm going to get back together with him or whatever. And you had gotten back. You had already said, yes, I will take you back, baby. And so I called him out, like when we were going to the gym or something. I was like, how fucking dare you lie to me?
Literally
I'm all
that.
like, when did you make up? When did you say yes to him again?
To be fair, though, I was living my most authentic life.
Right. You lying ass
I feel
bitch.
I feel like I was being authentic in the sense of like, I didn't really know you that well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand, yeah.
And so that's kind of like with that wall barrier that I was talking about. It's
Yeah.
all like, I'm not gonna tell this crazy bitch something. Yeah, she was. I didn't think she was crazy, but I'm not gonna tell Audrey this thing because I was honestly like ashamed that like I was just like falling into old patterns. But I knew what it looked like. But I felt in my soul that I was not. I was like trying to play this a lot more carefully and gently, and like I wanted a good relationship with this person, and he did apologize to me like very sincerely for like things that were going on.
Yeah.
But like I feel like we we hashed it out, you know. That was between me and him.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've cultivated like a really beautiful relationship since then.
I think so too.
So
yeah, and me,
you got to follow your authenticity.
Yeah.
Well, and I wouldn't lie to you anymore.
No,
you know
no,
I mean?
that
like,
was it.
We've built a relationship that's like, I know that's literally the only time I probably lied to you, honestly.
Yeah.
So
it only takes one. I'm like, it only takes one call out.
And she was all like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
And I was all like, damn, like that.
I'm biased.
Literally.
Sagittarius.
And she has a fucking Cancer moon. I think that was a good building experience though for us. Like,
yeah, for
you know, because I don't like to lie.
No.
I say that I don't lie, you know what I mean? But
you're a Leo.
I try really hard not to. Sometimes
Leo
I'll forget
liars.
and I'll say something contradicting.
I know.
But
I know. Your web of lies.
My web of lies. Who can remember all of them?
Yeah, exactly. My brain power is not enough right now
Me
to
neither.
ever keep up with you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was like, I wonder if you notice.
Notices everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like there was
so those are your values, basically, going back to that.
Oh yeah. I guess then what are your values at your most authentic self?
My values are like following my intuition. You know what I mean? Like what I feel is right in the situation. Let me see. I know, right? Drawing blanks.
No, it's okay.
Honestly, I just like to make sure everybody's very comfortable. You know what I mean? Like my family's, like having good relationships.
My earrings are swords, y'all. It's really cute.
Those are cute with the...
Hi, Kat. Oh my God.
Stop.
What's up, baby? I miss you.
I saw you at Ida Claire, but I didn't want to say hi because you looked super busy and a little pissed. But I love you, bitch. I love you so much, my Leo sister.
My baby, I miss you. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Honestly, I didn't. My values, I would say, are just like being a good person. Like I don't really try to.
Love y'all. You're rude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, call him out.
I'm sorry.
He'll never do it again.
I'll never do it again, I promise. I would say being honest and just being like, if I want to say something in the moment, it's because it's necessary. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna go and do too much.
I see.
Let's see, Kat's. Ruben's here.
Hi, Ruben. I probably was pissed.
Haters unite.
Angel, not gonna lie. We know, girl. We know that life.
Yeah, we know the life.
We still wake up in fear on Saturday mornings. Brunch. Oh God. Officially a live hater chat. Okay, y'all both get out then. I don't want.
Thank y'all for the hate.
None of this.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Starts crying.
Audrey's sensitive.
I am. I'm very sensitive right now.
That's authentic.
Yeah, period.
Let's see. We had more questions besides the values.
Yes, for sure.
I'll look them up. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I just, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of different values that a lot of people could have at the very core of themselves, like in standards, really.
Standards.
Yeah, but these are like values. These are pieces of us that we cannot actually like compute without. You know what I mean? Like take in the world through our eyes, through our experience, whatever. But at the end of the day, according to however we actually view things, whatever we believe, what our values are, is how we're going to perceive our environment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a different case for everybody because everybody's values are different, which is valid. I totally appreciate and love everybody's values and opinions, and I would like to hear everybody, everybody out at some, not at some point. I'm not going through 7 billion of y'all, but
We'll do
I
it.
mean, like the people who actually want to show their most authentic self to me, I think I'm going to automatically, intuitively know like this person is trying to be their most genuine self. I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear them out, and because like what is it about them that they trust me so much so that they don't have that kind of barrier with me? You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
that. I feel that.
I like that a
I
lot.
would like to say that I Declare was like one of the first places where I experienced like a mass majority of people being authentic.
Yes. Oh
You
my
know,
God. That
which
was
is where we know
amazing.
Ruben and Kat from.
Yes.
Shout
Hi.
out, shout out.
Yes. Yeah, honestly, out of all of the restaurants that I've ever worked at, yes, definitely I Declare was the most like loving and fun-spirited staff. Like not the restaurant in
Yeah, no.
completion, just the staff. Unfortunately.
Everybody was super nice and
Fortunately, unfortunately.
caring and like
Yes.
open with themselves, and it was
Yeah.
just very nice to
And
work
their
there.
feelings and being able to communicate them. Like, I love
Mm-hmm.
that. I love that about people in general, is that a lot of people who are in tune with their own like feelings, their own values,
Mm-hmm.
they are able to express it to us like so genuinely, like just so straightforward, I guess
Mm-hmm.
is what I should say.
I agree.
But what questions do you have up there?
One of the, I guess, like a deeper question was like, what fears are present and holding you back from being authentic?
Ooh.
I really like that
Do you have an
question.
answer?
Ooh. I would say like fear of disappointment or like
Mm.
disappointing people.
Yes, period.
Like that keeps me like, sometimes I feel like I'm too positive
Mm-hmm.
to the point where like it's
It's
annoying.
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
And like,
All the
but
time.
I'm just doing that in, I guess, retaliation to like negative
All the
energy
negative.
around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
period.
so like I'm acting inauthentic of like when I could just shut this down with a little chat real quick,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like managing. Like you don't want to like
Mm-hmm.
hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. But like
Mm-hmm.
having the a talk with people just clears up a lot
Being a
too.
leader. Yeah.
Hmm. So
Genuinely.
disappointing people,
Mm-hmm.
being rude to people, like giving off like bad impressions, like when I'm
Ooh.
first meeting people, like it's really
Yeah.
hard to be authentic, especially when I'm like
That's very true.
working at a stand or something,
Oh,
like
okay.
with my art, like I'm
Yeah.
just trying to give my best foot forward, you know what I mean?
But what about like friend wise? Like, do you really care about other people's first impression if it's just like a friendly environment?
Mm.
Like, let's say it's like a party, like a Halloween party.
Oh yeah, like that's when I can relax a little bit and I
Yeah.
can be like more authentic than being at like an event where I have to be my best self. Like
Okay.
there I don't really have to care necessarily what people think
Mm-hmm.
about me.
Like in public, do you ever really think about these fears about like what other people would think of you in your authentic self in
Not
public?
me like out in the real world, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely in like job settings. Like I tend to be like very critical about myself and like the way I act. So I kind of like reel back my authenticity a lot.
Okay.
And then
I
when
see.
it comes to like I don't want to like weird out people sometimes, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, when I'm like hanging out with them like the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh
don't want to
yeah,
like trip
yeah.
them out with
For
all my
sure.
freaky deaky shit, you know what I mean?
Freaky deaky.
Like I'm gonna be reading these tarot cards, blessing them.
Sage, yeah.
Yeah, give them
You
a whole
literally do
blessing.
do that though.
But I need to bless them. They need to leave
Get
your
in my
blood.
house like this with all that
Yeah,
crud on you.
yeah. Let me take that shit off you real quick. You know.
Damn. I
But
feel that.
also I need to see if you're gonna vibe with that.
Oh,
Otherwise, like we're not gonna vibe.
yeah,
So,
that's true. That's true.
what about you? What fears do you have?
Honestly, those same fears, the fear of disappointing somebody and other people, though I also am a recovering people pleaser, so it's like very
Recovering. I
difficult.
like that.
Yeah, it's very difficult to put up that barrier, that boundary of like how far can I step forward to take care of the people that I love and care for, and how do I determine whether those are people that I really truly love and care for, you know what I mean, instead of people that I just have a different intention with, you know, like a boy or like, you know, a business effort. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're being authentic, like with the boys that are walking up to you right now?
Very much, yes.
Yeah, you're just like,
honestly,
whatever.
I don't really think that I have as many fears as I did before. Like back then I used to be scared of like being embarrassed or rejected, and like rejection is very much still a very scary thing for me. But I think that I'm having less trouble with that because rejection is going to come naturally, whether I expect it or not. It's going to happen eventually, you know. It has already happened many times, you know, and it's just a part of life. It's a part of life, though. It's a part of learning, experiencing what could I have done better, and like why did that happen, you know what I mean? You can only really take rejection so far. Like you shouldn't react to rejection in a certain way, and I used to really like take rejection to heart, but at the end of the day, you know, like if I'm not the person for you, if I'm not the business for you, if I'm not the colleague that you want to turn to, that's totally okay. You don't have to. Like, I'm just a person living my own life. I love the way that I am. I love the way I present myself nowadays. You know what I mean? I used to be really ashamed of myself. I used to be really embarrassed with the way that I put myself out there, the way that I looked, the vibe that I had, you know, the way that I talked, even the way that I wrote. Like, I had problems with literally everything about me. I was so nitpicky, and it was just like, why am I doing this to myself? You know, why am I hating myself for all of the little things that I'm doing right? You know what I mean? At least I can write. At least I know English. You know, at least I have a body. I have a face. I have, you know, things that I can work with. You know what I mean?
Practicing gratitude.
Yeah. And these are all things that I can change. These are all things that I can fix. Over time, things can change if I put the effort into it. So, like, me being my most authentic self is being able to strive for those things that I don't necessarily like about myself or necessarily want in my situation, but I can change it. You know, these are things that I wasn't born with. Like, I can't change my height, but I can damn well make sure that the weight on my height is perky,
point,
you know?
period.
Yeah, period.
I would say like acceptance goes really
Yes.
very, like, that's basically what you were like summing it up to, was acceptance into like
period. And
go
to
into
being
a more authentic person.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, how can you be so genuine, you know what I mean, if you aren't accepting? How do you really like say that you understand if you don't even listen?
Do you feel like that's where people struggle a lot, like with authenticity, is accepting like not only other people's downfalls but also their own downfalls?
Very much so. And like not being able to admit that you have these flaws, like that you've made mistakes in your past, not being able to see them and then learn and grow from them, that's like a huge setback for accepting yourself for who you are and becoming your most authentic self, both when you're alone and when you're out in public, you know?
I love that. That's beautiful.
I think that it's a very different animal authenticity, because you don't really know who your true self is until you are truly alone, like by yourself with your own mind, not around any other person, you know, like doing the thing
where
that,
like shadow work comes in and stuff like
yes,
that, tying it back to other things.
Yeah, being by yourself, I feel like, is really the most like genuine way to really get to know your inner self, like the most. Your unconscious, your conscious, your highest self, your ego, like all of it, which we'll definitely have other podcasts about.
Ego one would be nice.
Yes, honestly, I do have that on our list.
do got a big ego.
I know.
She got a big
really
ego.
hard to calm down. That's why I call him a fat bitch, y'all. Okay, a big bitch. I'm sorry. Not
That's rude as hell.
because Fat is good.
Let's see.
Period. But yeah, I don't think that I have as many fears as I did before, but definitely back then I had a lot of fear of being my most authentic self because I was always like pushed down. I'm a very energetic, very outgoing person, and like normally, but
I think so.
but whenever I was like back in like kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first grade, I would always get like sent to the hall outside because I was being too loud, too rowdy.
Wow.
Because I was,
never even thought that would be you. That's crazy.
yeah, I used to be like a little rowdy kid. I used to get ends in my folder all the time for my virtues and like, yeah, literally that. Like, I didn't know what exactly I was doing wrong in the moment.
They
really.
didn't explain that to you? Like when you got an end, they're like, you're doing this.
Well, they would just be like, you're too loud. Go outside. And then they would make me sit outside for like 30 minutes.
That's like the worst way to deal with the child is just send them outside.
You know what I mean? Like if they had talked to me and like given me suggestions about like what to do or how to sound, maybe I would be able to replicate because I'm very good at replicating. I'm very good at like following instructions if you just tell me them, you know. I'm great at that.
How do you feel when you're not being authentic?
Ugly. I feel gross. I feel
like a fraud.
Yeah, a fraud. Manipulative.
Yeah, like a poser.
I view myself like different, you know. I don't like it. I don't like not being myself.
I struggle with that a lot when I was starting to work back in the food service industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was all like, I'm not really following my most authentic self.
Ooh, okay,
like doing this, I should be doing other things, but I don't got no money. So I was really struggling with like feeling like a real artist, I guess. You know what I mean?
Like just being able to live off your art.
Mm-hmm.
I see. I feel that.
Even just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now it does pay like at least half.
Yeah.
Like if I worked full time at like my job, I would get paid what I'm getting paid both from my part-time job and my art. So
equal amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's good.
That's really good.
It's a start, you know what I mean, from where I was making $0.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. That's pretty amazing, honestly.
So
especially in only like the 2 years that we've really had, like it's honestly, not even that long, like 1.5 years maybe that you have been trying to work on your business, and it's been working out. You have a business, you know,
step by step. And that started with the acceptance thing.
Yeah.
But
and what was the question?
How do you feel when you're not being authentic?
Yeah, I guess I get sweaty actually. I actually feel nervous. Yeah.
You feel like they can really see you, or what? Like or they don't see you? Like what's the thoughts going behind that?
Yeah, I'm a really bad liar. That's why I don't lie anymore. Like I used to be really good at lying. I can't do it. I can't do it at all because I get sweaty. I get clammy. I like my eyes dart back and forth. I can feel myself, like, you know what I mean, being all sketchy.
Yeah, being sketchy.
Yeah.
That's good.
But nowadays, I just feel like, I don't know, like I get sweaty because I feel like I'm supposed to maybe like impress somebody or like meet somebody's expectations of me. Like sometimes I do get into that mindset where I'm like, oh, these people are expecting like a certain answer from me, or like, you know, they're trying to get
or a certain energy.
Yeah, or like, you know, they have an intention that is drawing me out from like my normal boundaries or my shell, you know, that I usually have around me. And if they're really trying fucking hard to get me out of that, like that is what makes me feel not my authentic self. I feel like I get dragged into a lot of situations a lot of the time, like not even through my own accord. It's just because I'm either there or because somebody knows me, or, you know, like just dumb things. I don't know. People decide to do dumb things like all the fucking time around me. I don't know why.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry. I have no patience for dumb shit anymore.
Period.
But honestly, Yeah, I just feel like I get sweaty, I get clammy when I'm
You
like
get angry.
not, yeah, when I'm not myself. I get a little nervous. I start stuttering a little bit. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know how to act because like that's not me. That's not who I am. That's why I'm
Mm,
really bad at presenting too, because like me being in front of everybody, like I don't
a
know.
little nervous.
Just yeah, I just get nervous. I don't know.
Mm,
I don't really like having all of the spotlight on me at once. But if I do, I will try to my best to run with it. My best.
my best.
My best is my best. Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty easy question. Like, okay, I feel not authentic, then
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad, or feeling like out
Well,
of, like,
yeah.
feeling comfortable, right?
Well, yeah.
Once you're in your authenticity, it's hard to get like out of it a little bit.
For sure. I think so. But I also think that it's difficult sometimes for me to really see that I'm not being my most authentic self as well, because I convince myself a lot. Like I convince myself a lot of things, like that some things are okay, that some things are fine, just because like that's a coping mechanism of mine. And I realize that that's something that's not good, but it is good also, because if we don't have coping mechanisms, then everything's just going to be shit. You know what I mean?
Mm,
The way that you view things are just going to be poo poo, like big poo poo, because, like, I don't know, you just don't have the positive perspective that you really need in order to accept yourself, in order to accept those around you, in order to really put into place those values that you have for yourself into your life. Like you might have all of these values and all of these things that you like want to hold close and true to your true identity, to your true form, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, if you don't even know how to practice those values, if you don't even know how to like be tolerant of other people's values and beliefs, I feel like that's at the end of the day not being your authentic self either. You know what I mean? Like
I like that.
not being accepting of other people and their real selves is part of not being authentic. Like being authentic is being real. Like being real is, I don't know, just being able to tell the world like I am this way, you are this way, and that's okay. Like there's really no other way to explain authenticity but like how it really is. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I just feel like it's a very difficult abstract thing to try and explain metaphorically, but I'm trying my best to like think of a metaphor for it right now.
Yeah, no, that's good. Let's go into like expression now, because I feel like actually
Ooh,
expression is the like key to like
expression,
what you're looking
yes.
for, honestly.
Oh, okay, I feel that. So then what do you think expression
So
is to
expression is just
authenticity?
like however you are feeling, like just getting it out there into the world in a positive way. For me,
Mm-hmm.
there's negative ways to express yourself though, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like positive ways to express myself, I do a lot of like personal art. I do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of paintings.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love painting
I love
like my
that.
feeling or like a character that is like resemblant of my feeling.
Mm.
And I remember when I was going through like hard times, I was always painting like these really weird abstract things.
Oh, really?
And like that helped me like get it out on paper. And then I'm able to look at it and be like, I don't want to feel like that, I guess. So
Um,
expression is also leading
wow.
to like evaluating yourself. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm-hmm. I feel that.
Like,
Wow.
what's a way that you like express yourself?
Um, well, yeah, like I've said before also, I am a very wordy person.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy like books, I enjoy journaling. I love like reading other people's opinions on things and like just other people's worlds. And how I communicate or how I express is just through words. Like I feel like sometimes, there aren't really words but scenes that describe the things that I'm feeling, that describe like the certain like nostalgia that I feel maybe with, I don't know, whatever memory or pieces of myself, really, honestly. Like there's pieces of myself that I find like on a hot humid summer day that I'm just like, wow, this is like a piece of sadness of me that I never really understood or really like I don't know why I feel a certain way to a certain like weather or like a certain place, a building maybe, or like songs, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm able to express myself in different ways just through my feelings that are attached to it. And so, like with my writing, my journaling, I feel very relieved. I express myself in my journal with my words by telling that my journal how my day went, But I also express myself by like standing outside and feeling the sun on my skin and like taking a deep breath in of like this hot, humid air, but there's so much pollen in the air, so I'm sneezing as fuck.
That sounds horrible.
But exactly, so I'm a little sad, a little angry, but I also feel like this certain sense of nostalgia because I used to like spend almost every like hot summer day outside with my late boyfriend, and we would like go fishing for hours, fucking hours, bitch. Like,
that's crazy.
And that's
Couldn't
why I feel like a certain way when I step out into weather like this, because it just reminds me of those times that I've had with him. And like, it's not a particularly bad feeling, but it's not a particularly good feeling as well. It's just more of like, oh wow, like I just didn't really realize that I felt this way. So I feel like my expression also doesn't come from just me. It also comes from like outside and how it makes me feel inside. And that's just how I express myself towards myself.
Right.
I don't do that with other people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever gone up to you and been like, this weather really reminds me of this time that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is just...
Keep it to yourself.
And ugly. See, that's the part. That's the part,
kidding.
y'all. I live with him. But I feel like that's like my personal expression. But to other people, I don't know. I think I communicate fairly well with also my cooking. I cook for a lot of the people that I love and a lot of the people that I care for. I will literally just try to find an event and make up like a game night or like another day just to make sure that I can cook for my friends. Like even on my birthday, I remember like
she be cooking.
Yeah, I was cooking the whole time that it was well, it was our housewarming party too.
I feel like you do use food a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but
definitely.
I can't really express my emotions or like my feelings very clearly, or I haven't been able to up until this point. And the way that I would express my love and care for other people is to cook for them. And that's on coming from a first generation family of Asian people who have no idea like how to communicate love and comfort to each other other than cooking for each other. Like that's literally that's our love language, honestly. In my whole family, all of us, we all learned how to cook at such a young age, and we all ended up, or all of my aunties and uncles that moved to America ended up owning their own restaurant because like that is our love language. That is how we work. That is how we prove to other people like this is authentically who I am. Like this is me at my core. All of the love, all of the effort, all of the blood, sweat, and tears, that I've had, I put it into this meal. Like, enjoy.
I love that. That's cute.
I like expressing myself like that too, honestly.
I think it's just like a good like opposite way of me because I don't know how to cook at all.
Yeah. This chicken was made with hate.
Yeah, this chicken was made with I don't want to
dry and salty. Yeah.
I do be
the last time it wasn't too bad. You said it was salty, but I don't think that it was.
It was too
I don't
salty.
think it was that bad.
I think it was pretty salty.
You could just wash it.
Yeah.
It was cooked perfectly.
Thanks.
Cooked perfectly. Just wash it.
She helped me, and that's like a way that you express yourself to me is knowing how to cook. And I was all like, thank God.
Yeah. I'll try to cook for y'all whenever I can. That's why I put the meal preps inside the fridge, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Just so y'all can
Thank you.
have some. But I never like get to tell you guys like, oh, I made meals, have some. But I also know that he doesn't like my cooking either. Not because I don't think he likes my cooking, but he's just picky.
He's very picky.
Yeah, if it was like chicken tenders
Authentic.
and yeah, shut up. Ew, real chicken.
Real chicken.
I use the fake one.
I'm dead.
But yeah, expressing
Expression.
yourself.
Yeah, expressing yourself.
Expressing yourself.
What do you think about like people not being able to express themselves in like certain areas, like their parents don't like them dancing or something like that because they think it's fruity or something like that? Like,
I mean, I totally understand. I completely understand why people don't feel like they can fully express themselves, can't be their most authentic self. Because, I mean, like I said, I've been in that before, you know, like where I felt like my real self is not somebody to be proud of, where people look down on me because I present myself in a certain way. But honestly, it should just be about you. Your life should be about you. At the very end of it all, your life is about you. You were born into this earth to live your life, not for other people to live your life for you, not for you to live your life how other people want you to live your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that is, at the end of the day, something that you're going to be happy with. And like living for, you know, your approval of your mom, the approval of your mom and dad, or, you know, for your mom to finally look at you, or for somebody to look at you, or for, you know, you to have a companion. All of that is good, well, and great, fine. If that's one of your intentions, that's okay. But don't let that be your core. Don't let that be at the very center, is judgment of other people. Who is allowed to judge you? Nobody. Nobody should be allowed to judge you because they aren't in your shoes. They can try as hard as they want to empathize, to be like you know, to think about what it is like to be you, but they will never be you. Like, and that is the one thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, is they are not gonna be you in this lifetime, next lifetime, any lifetime. You are yourself. And all of the decisions that you make are for you to either bear the consequence of, or for you to enjoy, you know? At the end of the day, is your mom gonna be enjoying this tattoo? You know what I mean? Is she gonna really be looking at this tattoo every single day and telling you that she hates it? Well, if she does, then tell your mom she's a hoe. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
Don't, I'm just kidding.
Don't tell your mama she's a hoe.
But also, how were you born? So period. But no, I'm just kidding. But it's like, my mom disapproved of this tattoo, but it was like, why are you disapproving it? This isn't your body. This isn't something for you to decide. This isn't my body. This is something that I personally enjoy. This is something I like. I earned this money to put this on my body. Let me do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, your disapproval means nothing to me, because this is everything that I wanted. I put my own money into this, my own time, my own effort. I did research to get this tattoo. Like, how dare you tell me that you don't want me to put it on my body? Like, thank you so much for giving birth to me, Mom, but damn, girl, like, you're not allowed to tell me what I'm allowed to and not allowed to put on my body anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm over 18. I'm an adult, and I'm allowed to make sound decisions for myself. Like, yeah, I totally understand if, you know, tattoo place that I got it from was like sketchy, you know, maybe they use the same needles, she saw reviews on it like that, you know, then I would totally understand where that was coming from. Like, the worry, I understand. But for you to tell me, ew, that's ugly, why would you do that to yourself? Who are you to judge me? Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to judge me because you've done stupid shit too. You have also made mistakes, like, and you have also made mistakes that you are going to have to live with for the rest of your life. But I'm not telling you that you're fucking up. I'm not telling you straight up to your face, that's a mistake. That's a total mistake, and now you have to bear the consequences of it. Like, that's just literally telling somebody, I told you so, which is not helpful for anybody in the long run. Like, that's not helpful for
I
you.
think comparing like a tattoo to like a life mistake though is like not very.
Literally that. They're like, you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I also don't have to. I can also get it removed. Like, that's fine. Like, my mistakes are my mistakes. You know, my accomplishments are my accomplishments. Whatever I have earned it through my own effort, through my own work. I've done this for myself and to be authentically me.
Yeah.
Be my genuine self to people and to others. And like, this is just the way that I express myself, you know what I mean? Like, and other people express themselves in such
I didn't even
different
think about
ways.
my tattoos when expressing myself. You're right. Like,
I do. Like,
yeah.
these are authentically me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have many, and I don't have very big pieces.
I want more.
Exactly. I would love to have more. But at the end of the day, this is my body. I'm going to do what I want with it. I love myself for it. I love the choices that I've made to get this far and to have the things that I have, you know? And I think that everybody should be proud of, no matter where they are in life, you should be proud that you are still here. You should be proud that you've made all of the right decisions to still have a life to live, to have a body to live in, you know what I mean? And if you have the fix, whatever, what,
Fixed income?
No. No.
Not
But
that one. I'm all like,
if you have like the limbs, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
you don't take things for granted. Don't take your body for granted. Don't take your life for granted. You know,
just
you
be
were
grateful.
yeah, you were granted this life, and you can make something out of it if you just try. If you put in a little bit of effort. I totally understand being so unmotivated or feeling distraught or burnt out. I felt that so many times, all of those things so many times. And it's just like, why do I keep letting myself get into this headspace? Like, when I could just take a break. I could just take a break. Like, and I'm going to take a break by disconnecting my phone, or I'm going to take a break by going on a walk outside. You know, like, I'm going to take a break by locking myself in a closet by myself, alone, no lights, no
Chilling.
phone, in a closet. Yeah.
I
Like,
don't know if you have to do that, but
you don't have to. You don't have to. But that's the most extreme thing that you could do if you really wanted, like, alone time with yourself. You know, to talk to yourself, to really gather yourself and restart again. You know, like, everybody needs that refreshing, that reset, that spring cleaning, you know, if you will, that feeling of feeling refreshed,
right.
renewed.
Authenticity doesn't have also has to do with like stuff that's a little bit more like pressing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not like, it's not just like I want to be a good person, I want to be
Yeah.
chill, but it's also like I want to stand up for myself.
Yes.
And I also want to
Yes.
like put people in their place whenever they're doing wrong.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And
expressing it in that way, yeah. So,
I guess, do you remember your question?
shit.
Shit. Because I feel like I went off tangent there for a good amount.
I liked what you were saying though, like when it comes to like expressing yourself with your tattoos, and like a lot of our older generation doesn't really look at that fondly.
No.
My dad started getting tattoos recently, so he's changing up. He's
Go
changing it
up. That is
My
so
mom
cool.
is still on the fence. I'm like, Mom, let me give you a tattoo.
Yeah, you know
She
what
doesn't
I mean?
want one.
Like, I mean, you know, when you think about things in the grand scheme of it, life is very short, you know?
Ooh,
What?
you had a really good question. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? What is imposter syndrome?
I think that kind of ties into what we were just saying too. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, me personally, like especially when it comes to like
Wow.
when I was a teacher, you
Mhm.
know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
felt like I was like I'm really not capable of like doing this. Like I don't
Yeah.
have the skill set to do this, but
Wow.
all it was really was like me learning those skill sets, like identifying what those skill sets were and believing that I could achieve those
Wow.
eventually.
Oh,
But at first
okay.
I was all like, I don't know if I could do this. Like I'm fake as hell, like trying to be something that I'm not here, which eventually is not the main reason, but it was one of the reasons why I had ended up leaving, because I have just like, I'm not very, what's the word? I care a lot about these kids, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like I just don't have what it takes in order to
Teach them.
like they require a lot because they go through a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Some kids go through a lot,
Yeah, that's true.
and I'm not in the space to like
You're not
actually,
mentally equipped
yeah.
or
But they come to
really.
me for advice, and I'm just like, I'm
Uh,
not qualified to give you any kind of advice. I don't even
yeah.
know if I should be talking to you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
type
I
stuff.
see.
So just in that sense of imposter syndrome, like
Damn.
thinking, or these kids see me as like actual like somebody who can possibly help them out of like
Yeah.
a serious situation, but I
But
have to report it to an actual authority figure because
yeah.
I just wasn't.
But I also think that, well, you had a lot of self doubt, but it was honestly just because they kind of threw you into that position. You know what I mean? You're only supposed to be like a substitute teacher for multiple different schools. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It wasn't supposed to be you were going to teach them technology at this school.
Yeah, they made me a full-on
They,
teacher,
yeah,
and they even
exactly.
offered me a teaching position there.
Yeah, which is great, but it's also like you do make a difference, you know what I mean, whether you think that or not. And you probably left more of a positive mark on those kids than they could even say about their own parents, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean,
Impost
I'm not trying to discount your imposter syndrome
no,
for
like
sure.
it imposter syndrome like happened like that, and then like
Mm.
I would have to like in the moment because like the kids in front of me, you know
Yeah,
what I mean, like I
literally.
have to be like, well, I have to say something,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
you can't just
So
be
yeah, I can't
that's
just
a
like
ravening.
look at them and then okay, like no,
Yeah.
I gotta snap into it and like do it, and like all I could
Nice.
have done in that situation was just try to do the best that I could, you know.
Okay, I
And that kind of
see.
like defeated my imposter syndrome. Was like I just got to do my best,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Okay, I see. Cuz I think that, well, what do you think is imposter syndrome to you? What is imposter syndrome to you?
I would say me personally, I would define it as like I'm acting outside of like what I actually know. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like people are coming to me for advice on things that I actually don't even freaking know anything about, especially when it came to something so serious as like a teaching job. Like,
Okay, yeah.
and then like people come to me like if I was a counselor, you know, like, and I'm just like, I'm not. Like people, like kids were asking me about like if they should come
Qualified,
out to their
yeah.
parents, you know, because
Oh,
I didn't hide that I was a gay teacher. You know, I was just like, they asked me
yeah.
and I said, yes. Do we have a problem with that? Okay, no, let's move on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So
That
I
was
set the
appropriate.
tone for that.
Mhm.
Okay, just because they're going to keep asking, if like I don't address it, then it's never going to stop. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Mhm.
address it and then move on. And then
Right.
everybody else is going to move on.
Yes, period.
And so, but like kids started coming to me and be like, should I tell my parents I'm gay? And I'm all like, I don't want to give you any type of like advice. Just like, yeah, you need to go to the counselor, you need to go to the principal, and you need to ask them, because
Mhm.
I'm not qualified to like to tell you anything right now, you know.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
So there, this is great because I think that imposter syndrome and Jess.npr's question, um,
Shout out Chess.
yes, shout out Jess, are very relevant to each other.
Okay.
She asked, "What do I do when I feel like I'm wearing a costume when I try out new clothes or makeup or hair?" And I think that perfectly ties into imposter syndrome, where you don't feel like this is your own self, like this is not your true self, because you are unaccustomed to, you know, presenting yourself this way.
Mm,
And that's totally fine. I totally understand being not comfortable, like putting on new makeup, trying out new things,
I feel
you
that
know,
as well.
putting new clothes on, because I'm the same exact way. Like I used to be, believe it or not, I used to be a scene kid, or I tried to be
Oh
a
yeah.
scene kid. I tried to be a fucking poser,
You
bro.
should post the pictures of you.
I'm so embarrassed though of my past self. I'm still trying to heal that part of me. Maybe you guys will get to see pictures later, if I really decide. But
Her hair
I'm
was so funny.
just so embarrassed like thinking about it, because you know I had the bangs, the side bangs, and they were super long, and I would have to spray like some super hard hairspray to like get my bangs to stay the way that they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tried so hard to fit into this like group that I thought looked cool, that I thought was cool. You know, I did love metal music. I still do to this day. You know, like I don't think that I was a poser in any way, shape, or form in that aspect. But when I grew up, whenever I started like having my glow up era, I was like, am I really allowed to like wear low cut stuff? Am I allowed to wear crop tops? Like, even to this day, I'm like, I'm 26. Am I allowed to wear crop tops still? Like,
Yes.
yeah. But honestly, I kept doing it. I kept getting used to feeling a little bit odd, a little bit weird in this new like makeup stage and this new fashion stage that I'm in. You know, like I'm trying new things out and I have to give myself props for that. Like even if it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, even if I don't look as good as I thought I did, I just have to give myself props for even trying it in the first place, going
Mm-hmm.
out of my comfort zone. And the more that you appreciate yourself for those little things that you do for yourself, the better you're going to start feeling about the decisions that you're making. And the better that you think you'll look in these makeup, this new hair, and this new clothes, the style, you know, you can choose and do whatever you want. Don't ever feel like you're limited to whatever you already have going for you, you know, like
Yeah.
I think that I still could pull off like, you know, those band tees and some skinny jeans, you know. I don't think that I would, you know.
It's not hard.
It's
A
not
lot of people
hard,
are like in the scene. So
you know what I'm
like,
saying?
it's just
Yeah,
a style. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like you don't have to feel like weird about like switching styles. Like I
Yeah,
don't think it's that serious,
it really
honestly. Don't
isn't.
don't put that much energy into like that. Look good and feel good, but
Hmm.
also like
Like I totally understand what you're saying. I totally am the same way with myself as well. I think that for you to get over that feeling of imposter syndrome is just having to reflect on it repeatedly. Like repetition is definitely a very necessary, not trait, but method, I guess, or technique that you could use to really start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable
mm,
and going out of your comfort zone just in general, like having the courage to put on that new lipstick, you know, trying out that new eyeshadow, or like, you know, picking up a new hobby, even, you know, something as big as that, you know, picking up a book. Like that's crazy. Picking out a whole new outfit, going to the thrift store. That's a new thing for a lot of people. And the more that you go out of your comfort zone in these little small ways, the more comfortable you are going to be by yourself and not really give a fuck about whatever other people think about you. You're not going to give a fuck about what other people judge you based on, just because your judgment of yourself is so clear cut, concise, and you have that love for yourself that nobody else could ever show you, like
mm.
in your lifetime, honestly.
I will say I do know that Jess is from the same city I am, which is
Mm,
Corpus.
mm-hmm.
And like people do look at you kind of different, like when
I
you're dressed a
understand.
little different. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
of
I'll
course.
go there dressed like a little bit crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be staring at me. You know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
know. I
Like,
know.
but it's just like
I understand that you
you
guys
just
want to
gotta
look
own
at
it. Gotta
something
own it.
that you're not used to, but like you don't have take pictures then. Go ahead, girl. Please.
Yeah.
Like I feel good. I feel great. I don't know. Like I don't I mean, you know, same, you know, over here I felt like people, they still do, people still look at me different, and it's literally just because of the shape of my eyes and like the color of my skin and how long my hair is, you know. And I totally understand that. I get why people have stereotypes about me, even the way that I dress. Like I think that I get looked at a lot in school, you know. And it's not my goal to have people look at me in school. It's not my goal to get more attention this way. It's literally just what makes me feel good. I think that I look good, so I'm going to feel good. Like
Right.
I don't put it any any intention beyond my fashion or my makeup or, you know, like my backpack or I don't know, just random stuff like that, other than I like it. It makes me feel good. And I think I look good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all about your taste.
Yeah, exactly. And that is also a part of your most authentic self, is really getting to know like what color you like the best, you know, what cut dress or pants look the best for your ass, you know, like
Period. You're right.
Like you're I
just got these pants.
Yeah, those Ashes Watch jeans, you know,
Period.
he's been wearing them every day.
Lies.
Since he got them.
This is the second time.
He hasn't washed them.
This is the second time.
It's disgusting.
No, I didn't wash them.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Did Jess have another question?
But yes, but it was actually about shadow work, so I think that that's something that, you know, you can message her about.
Oh, okay, bet.
And then we also had another question, but it was from Deacon, and he obviously didn't fucking read the goddamn story, because he said, "Is the special guest Mimi? Also, can I have Mimi?" And right here, right here in the story, I said, "Happy Pride, we have a special guest," and he cues, and then, oh wait, never mind. I thought that I put it on there, but never mind. Okay, never mind. Deacon. No, you cannot have Mimi, and no, Mimi is not our special guest. We actually don't have one today. I'm so sorry for leading y'all on.
Yeah.
But it's just due to personal reasons, and that's okay.
Yes.
So period. What about you though? Have you ever experience like imposter syndrome because of the way that you dress, because of the way that you look, like your physical appearance? Have you ever felt that way?
I always just try to dress like comfortable and what I like. You know what I mean? I never, like, even when I was a kid, my dad would dress me, which at the time he was like a churchgoer, so he wore cargo shorts and button-up shirts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. Actually. So I remember telling him, I was just like,
I don't like this.
Yeah, like very politely. I feel I was all like, yeah, I don't think I like dressing like this. You know what I mean? And then I didn't start dressing the way I wanted until like, I want to say like college even, you know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, because like high school, we just wore uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
But even in college, like I would just wear a hoodie with freaking like joggers. And if I was dressing nice, I would wear like slacks with a button-up shirt.
Yeah, I gotta say your style choices are definitely a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Especially now that I have Merlin in my life, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. He's opened me up to so many different types of things that I wouldn't have
that's true.
exposed myself to.
Yeah.
And so like through him, I've been able to like express myself a little bit more in fashion because I see how many options are out there, you know, and through that, like I've always known that I've wanted to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was and what was out there to even try to communicate that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I never really had like a feeling when it came to like clothing. So, but as for makeup, like I wear makeup sometimes, but it's very like, I would say like masculine model makeup.
Oh.
But there's sometimes where like I'll do my makeup like real done up, like fucking eyeshadow and eyebrows and like all this shit.
Wow.
And really? I'll just take pictures of it and I'm all like, oh, okay, I like that look, but I don't think I would ever go out there and do it because I just don't feel like it's like something that I would go out there and do.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's where I relate to her on the costumey part. Like, I feel like it just looks like costumey on me because I'm just a beginner. Maybe if I were to go out there and like really just own it, I might feel different. But I haven't done that yet. So maybe I might do that this Pride. We haven't gone out for like Pride yet. So
well,
maybe I might do my makeup. Saturday, oh, is it? I work Saturday. But I might do my makeup for work. Like I'll do like little things, like little dots. Yeah. Like with white light eyeliner. Yeah. Or like just something little, you know what I mean?
That's cute, yeah.
Yeah. Like nothing crazy.
Yeah. Nothing, yeah.
But I would like to do like a full like crazy look one day maybe.
You should.
That would be interesting.
You should. It's Pride Month, period. And what do we have pride over? You know, being our most authentic self. So
period. Like that's literally what Pride is about, is just being your most authentic self, being you and just being able to express yourself like into the real world, which, you know, is oppressive a lot of
Yes.
the times.
A lot of the time. It's unfortunate, honestly. And I think it's just because people have so many misplaced judgments about other people. And it's not through a lot of people's faults, it's just like previous misconceptions and
No,
stereotypes
for sure.
that people have and biases that people have. And it's just like not cohesive with the culture that we are trying to cultivate now.
Yeah.
You know, maybe back then it was okay to stand united against a force, but now they're doing it against all the wrong forces. Like they're trying to oppress people from expressing themselves in
Yeah,
the
like all
most
the stuff with
genuine
drag
possible way.
queens like happening. Like we'll talk about that more next week with King.
Yes, for sure.
King's actually gonna come next week
Beautiful. I
though.
love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. But I do think that, you know, it's an effort. It's a conscious effort that you have to make in order to accept people and accept them for who they are. You know what I mean? At first, especially if you have these stereotypes, these biases, a lot of people they don't even know that they're biased against this. Like this is a literal psychological like study that they're still continuing to do, and it's just like people are unconsciously like holding people to a certain standard because of their race, because of their skin color, because of, you know, the way that they look, the way that they dress, the amount of tattoos that they have, the amount of piercings that they have. You know, like people can judge you based on literally anything and everything. But the most important part is that you by yourself understand that just because they have these judgments about you does not mean that you have to fit that role. It doesn't mean that you have to fit their judgment. Like, yeah, people think that I'm good at math all the time.
I'm dead.
People literally will come up to me
I mean,
randomly.
compared to me, you are good at math.
Okay, but like compared to everybody else,
Yeah, that's true.
not good at math. Like it I have to literally do this for my 9 times tables. Like I can't even think of
No.
it. Like okay, 9 times 6 is 54, you know? Like
I think
that's how I
Ruben
do my
said
times
something.
table.
Shut up about your times tables.
I'm sorry.
I want to listen to
Ruben.
Ruben.
When is the time that you saw someone not being authentic in themselves, and what did you do at that time? Would you do anything differently? Ooh, I love that question. Okay.
It depends how well I know the person.
You saw someone not being authentic in themselves, and what did you do at that time? How do you recall a specific time?
I feel like one
That
of
people
my
are not authentic.
coworkers lies to me sometimes about stuff, just
Yeah.
personally.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't want to pry or like do
Okay.
anything crazy. Like,
Because you aren't like that close with them, though.
not that. It's just like I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. So like, I'm all
Uh,
like, if that's the what you want to do, like, go ahead. You know what I
okay,
mean?
I see.
So, but like, as if it was like, if my brother was acting inauthentic, I'd be like, why are you acting like that? Like, what's wrong
Yeah.
with you? Why are you acting like that?
Ew,
Why are
with
you
a
acting
snarl
different?
in your
Act
face.
different for
Gross.
what? Like,
Yeah,
I'll be
that's
like that.
true.
But that's the difference between like my brother and
Yeah.
then my brothers and my, you know what I mean? Like a
Friends.
friend or a
Yeah.
coworker, a acquaintance. Like,
Okay, I see.
I guess a friend, I would even call him out too. I'm all
Yeah.
like, why are you acting like that, man?
I would also call out like my friends as well.
Yeah.
I have no tolerance for like bullshit, and I don't necessarily like calling people out like for being dishonest. Sometimes I struggle with that as well. Is like, oh, should I even say anything to them about that, or like, you know what I mean? I don't want to seem like a know-it-all, and I don't know what people are going through. Like, you know, I don't ever want to assume, but I don't think that it's beneficial for anybody if, you know, people are going to continue to lie. I don't like people like, you know, I don't like cheaters. I don't like people who are thieves. I don't like liars. So I'm going to call out no matter who they are, really, honestly, to me. Other than no, even management, I would tell them straight to their face like, okay, well, fuck you. Not fuck you, but also I'm looking out for you. Like most of the time it's coming from a place of I want to look out for you. So like don't try to do me dirty, don't try to do me wrong. Even if you did, here's this bit of information that I think you should know. You know what I mean? Like I think that there's always a good way to there's always a better way to approach somebody when you don't feel like they're being their authentic selves. You know, like I personally like to be really impartial when it comes to my friends. Like if I don't think that my friends are, you know, being their most authentic self, you know, they're not as happy as they usually are, they're not as chatty, or, you know, they're looking a little bit more down, or they're a little angry, their, you know, body language is really rigid. Um, I would, of course, always like to do ice break, like, are you okay? Is there anything wrong?
Yeah.
Can I help you with anything?
I agree.
You know, I think those are
I'm like, are you good, girl?
yeah, exactly. You know, and it helps to give people options too. You know, like, do you want to be left alone? Do you want me here with you and stay quiet? Or do you want me to be here with you and you can vent? Do you want advice? You know, like I think that I'm starting to get into that habit. It's very difficult because it's, again, a conscious effort that you have to make in order to connect to people like that. But the more effort that you put into cultivating that relationship, the more beautiful that relationship will be to you.
I agree.
And the bigger that relationship will bloom, you know, the more that you care for it. And I think that is it's a really great thing to be able to approach people, even people you don't know, with that kind of mindset. Like, can I help you in any way? By being here for you, by not being here for you, or by giving you like advice. You know what I mean? I think that's always a great place to start, especially with people that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you learn their love language by actively communicating with them what their language is.
Instead of assuming what they need, you ask them what they need.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I think that's a really good way to be authentic, not just to yourself, but to other people. And
still caring, but asking them how they would like to be cared for.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then also just being able to help them through whatever it is they're going through that makes you feel a certain way about however they're feeling. You know, like if I feel like my friend is lying to me, I'm going to have to, you know, step up to the plate. And I'm going to have to, yeah, you know, I don't want this cycle of lies or truths or, you know, in between, hidden secrets, whatever, to continue between me and my friend. So I'm gonna just nip it in the bud and just try my best to try and talk it out with them. You know, I don't think that there's any ulterior motive. You know, my intentions are usually always good, like almost always good, especially towards my friends, like will always be good. I'm not here, and anybody who knows me and like is my friend knows that I'm here for them. You know, like no matter what, my intentions are always going to be pure towards you, you know. And just being able to be honest with somebody like that is honestly more than a lot of people could ask for in a friend. So try it out for yourself. I don't know, just try to be your most authentic self, and the people who will love and appreciate you no matter what, no matter who you are going to love you no matter what, no matter who you are. You know, the way that you present yourself one day might be different the next day, but that's okay, because the people who are meant to be there for you and with you will stay with you. You can't make anybody stay with you. You can't control anyone or manipulate people into being your friend, into wanting to be in your life. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if they don't want to be in it, they don't want to be in it. I'm not going to make you. I'm not here to, you know, make your
acceptance thing again.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and at the end of the day, you just have to really be comfortable with yourself in order for you to ask other people to be very genuine with you. Like, if you're not genuine towards yourself, then why would other people trust you to be genuine with you? You know what I mean? Would I do anything differently though? Yeah, I think that there are some times that I should have done things differently, like not been as straightforward as I have been. I feel like I have hurt a lot of people's feelings because of that, and I also
Sagittarius thing.
Have a hard time like keeping up with people. I feel like you already know. You too. You're worse at it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm honestly bad at keeping up.
But I just am bad at looking at my messages, replying back, with an appropriate response or in a timely manner. And also, it's something that I'm kind of still ashamed of a little bit, just because I know that I could do better at it. But sometimes I just need to take a break from answering to so many people so that I can really focus on myself and be able to make sure that I'm in my good mental headspace in order to take care of the people around me. You know, I can't give my exhausted, silly self to all of my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can only give y'all my silly self, you know, or I want to show y'all my cheerful, silly self all the time, but not all, you know. Not
all the time.
Yeah,
I'm sleepy.
I'm a tired girl, you know.
I feel that as well. Like sometimes I just need to take a break from everybody. Like I'm very much in my hermit mode right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like trying to like do my thing, go to work, figure out this tattoo thing, go to bed, hang out with my boyfriend, hang out with you. You know, like we still hang out. And that's enough for me, honestly.
We live with each other. You know?
We still hang out. I mean, we could live together and not hang out.
Yeah.
And then we start fighting.
So ugly. He's so
like
ugly
boxing.
to me.
I'm not talking about like verbally.
I swear. He does want to box me, but it's okay because I want to box you, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. My other question is pretty much the same as Ruben's question, where it was, have you ever been involved with or been around people who were not authentic, but they didn't seem to know they weren't being genuine? So like people who haven't actually found their authentic self yet. Have you ever encountered people like that before?
I feel like who don't know that they're authentic.
Like they aren't
like they're
actually
just fake
conscious.
as hell.
Well, they aren't conscious about who they really are. Like, you know, like toxic females, you know what I mean? I feel like toxicity is something that is, well, actually just maybe in San Antonio, toxicity is something that is like learned and through repetitive nature and behaviors and being around, like being desensitized to it by being around it so much, you know? I feel like a lot of people learn toxic traits, you know what I mean? And
definitely,
that
I
is
think that's real.
Not their most authentic self. That's not who they're
really just acting upon feelings and emotions.
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, gotcha.
But like all the time.
I feel very like, I know you don't personally, but
yeah.
I feel very sorrowful for people who are like very much like not able to control themselves because of their emotions and because of their mental state, because a lot of that has to do with like the mental battle. And if you're losing that battle, it's because you're not mentally capable at the moment of like taking on your own issues, you know what I mean? And I find that very sad, because you're just acting out of like your emotions and instincts and fears, and that's just like, I've been there and it's scary, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
I feel like my mindset really has changed a lot since then, because I understand where you're coming from now. Before, like 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to say the same thing, honestly. But I think I see where you're coming from now, where you're not necessarily pitying them, but it's more of just like, I'm sorry for your soul and that you feel this way currently. But like, I hope that you can improve yourself for your own journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I've always felt that way personally about like all of the people that I have come across. There are some people who I have cursed in my mind, not like genuinely cursed like a witch, but cursed like fuck you, you know. Like you, my road rage is very real, so
oh God. Yeah, it's true.
Oopsie. But no, I think that you made a really good point, and I don't know, I have you ever personally experienced somebody like that?
Yeah. A lot. I feel like you know, like my grandma is very susceptible to like emotional like outrage, you know, like she feels something and she just has to do that. Like she has to act upon it, and you know, like we talked about it, we squashed it, you know, and then other people in my life, you know, like might be a little bit more emotionally driven
Oh, okay.
and
I
more
see.
like, and then that comes like with vindictiveness and like I
Mm.
see where they're like coming from emotionally, and like I could just tell that they are unhinged basically.
Oh,
So
okay. I see.
and so I'm just like I try to treat them nice,
Mm-hmm.
but also that comes with like what's the word, like enabling a little bit.
Enabling. Ooh.
But it's just because like I know if they were to continue, like something has to eventually change. You know what I mean? Like
Is it just like the hope then that kind of keeps you driven in that kind of mindset, or is it just more
um,
of like,
it's just like I want them to be like happy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I want them to be happy, and I think that
good intentions?
yeah, good intentions for them. Like I think that it's you're capable of achieving happiness despite like your unauthenticity. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you, it's.
inauthenticity.
I think it's something everybody should strive for, and not everybody knows that they're not being their most authentic self. You know,
Mm-hmm.
or they think they're being their most authentic self by you know
By being catty
succumbing
or
to um,
mm.
their emotions.
Oh,
I
okay.
just had a
Even
talk with
their ego.
somebody, and yeah, about their ego.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, that's true. Um, and I
Yeah.
was basically saying you can't really be a good leader if you keep on like
Mm.
falling to your ego, or in my case, I said emotions. You know what I mean?
Okay, period.
Or like you're having a like a little bad attitude
Wow.
moment, and you're just treating everybody like shit. Like you can't do that because
Just because
you're
you
not,
feel a certain way.
especially when you get to a certain level of like leadership, or you're a parent,
Mm-hmm.
or like you're in charge of people, like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like automatically like you need to be more authentic, and you need to
Yeah,
start taking into consideration how to be so, you know what I mean?
because it goes into respect. Like, if you want to cultivate respect, then you also have to have respect for your own self, you know? And if you don't even respect yourself, people will see that. People can see that and feel that. And why would they give you that same respect if you don't do the same for yourself? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that way about the manager that we were working under at Kona Grill, because I felt like he was just so not him, like who he really should be, who he really could be, really, honestly. And his mind just got so lost in the sauce that he
I
just
mean, it was a terrible, I would hate myself if I managed there, honestly. It was
I
just like
I understand, but
everybody tries to put their best foot forward, but the corporate just needs to change, honestly.
yeah,
Like the corporate doesn't allow for enough space of, you know,
expansion.
expansion of like, you know,
Like,
being themselves basically. Like they get yelled at in a call once a week, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So
literally that. It
that
was
does,
the
it's not
worst.
conducive to
It was the
like a
worst.
growing like positive environment when your
No,
manager's getting yelled at about numbers, you know?
literally that. I totally understand. But that's also why, like, I can't really excuse anybody though that is not their most authentic self, is because, like, maybe they are, maybe this is who they truly are at their core. I don't really know. I don't know them that well. If I think that their most authentic self isn't being shown, you know so who am I to judge? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Who am I to judge whether somebody is being their most authentic self to me or not? Only they would really know. But also, I think that I have a very good intuition. Unfortunately, I don't think that it's a bad thing to have a good intuition, but I don't think it's a necessarily good thing either, because when I come across those people who aren't being authentic to themselves, it's more of like I want to help them. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of run-ins, especially with women nowadays. Um, Not really women, but, like, I guess girls who are turning into ladies who are turning into women. So transitionary phase, and they think of me as like a woman, like a divine woman. They think of me as like somebody who is a yellow aura, sunshine, like, and that makes me feel so great and beautiful, and I love that, and thank you so much for even, having that thought of me. But also, why don't you think of yourself that way? You know, why don't you think that you have this yellow aura around you? Why don't you think that you're also bright and beautiful and that your mindset is gorgeous? You know, like, what part of it do you need help with, you know? And I actually had a really good, like, deep conversations with my friend that we went to Colorado with. And I think that, you know, before, she wasn't her most authentic self. She wasn't her most authentic self because of another person's, like, expectations and desires and lust and wants and needs, and all of her wants and needs and desires were all molded and shaped by this guy just because of the fact that they have history together. That's why they didn't want to let go of each other, you know. But at the end of the day, if you are not being true to yourself and to other people about how you really feel, I don't think that that is a good relationship for you to continue with or pursue, because you're not being yourself. You know, if you can't be yourself with that person that you love, that you say you love so much, or that say they love you so much, then what is this really, you know? It's like the extreme scenario of, like, are you comfortable farting in front of your significant other?
Ew.
That yeah. Honestly, don't you fucking dare. I don't give a shit about whether that's your most authentic self or not, but you keep that shit in until you're in the other room.
That's a boundary for me. I'm sorry. That's a boundary for me.
And it's not like a thing where I'm like, oh, this guy, like, well, no, it's a thing of, oh, I'm disgusted. It's not a thing of like, oh, this is your most authentic raw self. I want to feel it. I want to be a part of it. Whoa. Like, no, I'm so sorry. Whoa. I don't want that part of you in my face, like, no, out in front of me. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna do it, you have to do it too.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, me and Merlin are okay on that one.
Yeah, we're good. But it's more of like, I can't stop laughing about it.
Fuck out of here.
But I think that I don't know, it's really easy to lose your authentic self, but your authentic self can change literally every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's depending on the season, depending on the people you're around, depending on your environment, you know, like, I totally understand. Maybe your authentic self is not the person that you put out in front of everybody because you do care about first impressions. Maybe it's a business meeting, or maybe it's like, you know, you're trying to make new friends or whatever. So you're just going to show them pieces of your authentic self. It's okay to not show all of your true authentic self all the time to everybody. Like, it's totally okay. If you're uncomfortable with it, that is also a part of you. And that is okay to not overstep your boundaries all the time. Like, you don't have to live uncomfortably for all of your life in order to grow. But just know that with the comfortability comes a lack of change. It comes a lack of maybe even feeling like you're accomplished, you know? These are some of the downfalls to not growing, to not becoming your most authentic self, by not being in touch with the person that you really are inside,
right.
You know?
Living in the moment and, like, accepting that moment for what it is and living entirely in that moment.
Yeah, girl. You know, like, live your best life, girl.
Period.
That's on period.
In every situation, do what's best for you. You know what I mean? And each thing is going to change your authenticity. Like, just being in your authenticity is just accepting
exactly
everything that's coming at you and making a decision based off of your values and stuff like that.
Yes, period. And the more that you think about yourself, the more that authenticity will fall into place. You know, you don't really have to think about it. You don't have to sit and think and journal about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can if you would like. That is also a piece of you, then go ahead. But you don't have to. You don't have to express yourself in these certain ways and through art or through, you know, journaling. You can express yourself through music. You can express yourself through dance. You know, like,
makeup,
there's so
art,
many mediums. Yeah, you know, there's so many creative things that you
fashion,
can do.
hair, tattoos,
period, girl,
all that.
And it's just like, well, pick the one that you like the most. Pick the one that you feel like is conducive to your identity and who you want to be in the future, you know.
For sure.
Maybe something that you could grow, possibly. like a business, like
like a podcast or something.
like our business.
Oh, like our business, yeah.
And also like a podcast, which we are thinking of different ways to grow it. So if you guys have any suggestions other than getting a Spotify account and an Apple Music account, because we will get on that.
That's already in the works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Period. We're working girls, okay?
Period.
Busy every day, all the time.
Honestly, all the time.
All the time, unfortunately. And fortunately, I guess.
I think it's a good thing.
It is a very good thing.
But also, I'm going to take a break.
Yeah, literally.
Like, eventually,
please,
pretty
like
soon.
a nap.
Literally that.
Really long nap, like a 2-3 day nap.
I think that's really all there is to say about authenticity and expression. Like, just like, I guess to sum it all up, like being yourself in the moment. Oh, go ahead.
Also, though, it's Pride Month. I've realized that, we didn't really talk too much about like identity and like authenticity according to like your gender, your identification, your sex, I guess.
Right.
But I guess all I really want to say about that is like, do whatever you want. Like, who gives a fuck what society is telling you about your body, about the way you were born? Like, you are in charge of your mindset and the way that you feel when you put on clothes, when you put on makeup, when you decide, like, you know what, maybe I am a he, maybe I am a they. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like they're boxed into something that, that they are definitely not. Life is really honestly limitless if you let it be limitless. Like, the more that you go out there for the things that you want and the things that you like love, the more that you're going to receive. Like, the conservation of energy law.
Or whatever.
Okay. Or whatever that one's called. Whatever you give, you're going to get back. Whatever you create can never be destroyed, girl.
I agree.
You're going to leave a legacy behind. How do you want to be known? Do you want to be known as a he, she, they, them? Like, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, do it. Like, that's just it. Like,
pronouns, just like, I mean, it all just goes into like, I feel like just
whoever you just want to be.
Wanting to be your best self. You know what I mean? Like, make yourself your best self that you can, like, striving for that higher self, but also balancing it with the standards and like the boundaries of the human world. So.
And then also, like, keeping in check your morals, like, if your source of happiness is like killing people or animals or hunting,
I'm not
is
even
a thing.
Thinking about. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hunting is a thing. Unfortunately, though, even though I eat meat, I don't like hunting. But I only don't really like hunting when they don't make full use of the animal. Like, if you're going to kill the animal, then at least make use of the whole thing. You know what I mean? But killing people is bad, guys. Like, we're not out here telling y'all to go and
your most authentic self is not killing people.
I mean, if you like to, show off your body and shake it in different ways, that is totally okay too. Girl, go off.
That's expressing yourself.
Or boy, go off. I don't care. Whatever.
Or they.
I just I just always say girl for no reason. I don't know why. Even if it's a guy, I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? And like a guy in my class called me out for it the other day. He was like, did you
misgendered me?
Yeah, no, well, I just would always be like, oh girl, whatever. And he's like, did you grow up around like okay, this is going to sound really racist, but I didn't say this, okay? My classmate did. He said, did you grow up around black women? Because that's all they say.
They said that?
Yeah, but it's because he's a African-American man.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's why I'm like, whatever. But he was just like, did you used to grow up around black women? Because I did that, and my sister said that all the time. I was like, oh my God. I feel it.
The accent and everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just how he sounds. But also, I also have an accent, so fine. But yeah, he was just like calling me out for that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, girl. I don't know what the fuck. My bad.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I don't care. It's fine, but odd that you do that. I'm like, okay, why'd you have to make a comment about it? I don't know.
That is interesting.
Like, if you didn't want anything to change out of this interaction, then why did you mention it?
Was he like telling you not to call him girl?
No.
Oh.
I guess he was just wondering why I do.
Like
I guess
where that
that's
derived
I'm-
from?
Yeah. I guess that's my understanding of it now.
Yeah.
He was just trying to understand where I come from.
I call everybody. I mean, if you're a girl, I'll call you like, hey girl, can you do this for me? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Not sup, dude.
yeah.
I also call girls dude, like, all the time. I'm like, what's up, dude?
So,
How you doing, bro?
I don't even
It's
say
not
dude.
even.
I don't say dude at all. That's gross.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Gross.
I'm
You
like
stop.
this. Yeah. Well, you need to stop saying like then.
No.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Well, anyway. Anyway.
I'm glad that
Y'all-
you brought it back into like Pride Month though, because like I felt like authenticity and like expressing yourself like outside of like, you know, just like art,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like also expressing like who you are like sexually or like gender wise, like I think is also important because a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up with that.
Okay, you know what? I think we might have to just extend it just a little bit longer then, because I wanted to ask, like, when did you actually feel comfortable with like being a pansexual or gay? Like, what came first, and how did you get to that point?
I guess like I already knew in like high school that I was attracted to men, but I was also attracted to women. So
Okay.
that was the first part, was accepting that like, oh, okay, I like dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I went to college and I didn't really do anything about it, but I noticed like some dudes would like put it out there that they liked me, and I would be like flirting a little bit back because it's not hard to flirt apparently.
Well, that's hard for me.
And then I went into my sophomore year of college and I was all like, all right, the next dude that tries me, I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that the next dude that tried me, like I tried it and it worked out, because obviously if I'm attracted to men, then I'm probably gonna like,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna like you.
you know.
That's
So, and then, but when did it become like, I guess when I finally came out to like my parents and like my friends and stuff that I was pursuing relationships with men, like that's when it kind of like changed. And then I got a boyfriend, which is now Merlin, you know, and it's kind of like we've been together like 7 years altogether, you know, like known each other 8 something like that, 7. I haven't counted.
Yeah, you're bad with numbers.
We're both bad with that, honestly. But it was like when I started getting serious about our relationship, and that's when I was all like, all right, seriously though, like if I'm gonna be doing this, I need to be like serious about it. That's it. Like I want to just tell everybody about it, because like I'm a very romantic person, and it's like I'm not gonna keep who I love a secret. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was me being authentic to myself. As for like my like he they pronouns, it's just because like I don't really conform to like
Binary.
just he, like, you know, like I let people call me girl. I also really relate to like feminine energy a lot, so just because like I'm doesn't mean I'm always in my masculine energy, and so I just go by they them pronouns sometimes, or like people call me girl, people call me guy, like it doesn't matter to me. It's just like I'm just flowing, you know what I mean? Non-binary.
Very lackadaisical,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not here to, you know, if you call me girl, I'm gonna hate you.
yeah. That's why I was so like,
you
oh,
out.
was he like telling you to stop calling him girl? Like I was
Yeah.
confused about
I've
that.
definitely had that before, though. I've definitely had that a lot, honestly.
Like guys
But
like calling you out for calling him girl or something.
yeah, and girls too, for calling them dude or bro.
Oh,
Like
really?
the opposite too. Yeah, but I'm just like I just don't choose my words like that. I don't know. Like whatever comes to mind first, I'm like, oh, dude. Like
I think it is respect. I think it is a respecting, like,
Oh, is it?
well, just like
to some people.
to some people, like calling them by their correct pronouns is like a lot. Like it shows a lot of respect.
Okay.
So that's why I try to use like they them pronouns, or I try to respect people's pronouns as much as I can. Asking people's pronouns as well.
That's a difficult thing to do in the South, honestly, because I was raised on the yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir kind of like talk. So it's like difficult for me, especially if it's on the phone, or like if it's somebody who's kind of androgynous. I literally am just like, oh, hello, sir. But then I'll say it all quiet so that they don't.
I call everybody babe. So I'm just like,
Okay,
oh yeah,
okay,
sure,
yeah.
babe, whatever. Like, oh, I got you, babe.
But
Like,
if it's like, a different situation where it's somebody older or like somebody in a position of power, you know what I mean? Do you ever feel that certain way where you have to
mm,
address them in a certain way?
only if like I already know their pronouns. You
Oh,
know what I
okay.
mean? But if that's like, I've never had like a non-binary person as my leader. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Really?
yeah. So, but I would still respect them. Like I would be like, hey, can I have this, please? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it. But like, I feel like,
Should ask.
yeah, you just gotta ask. You just gotta be respectful of
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Treat everybody with the same amount of respect. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so that you're able to create a space where they can be their most authentic self without
Mm.
having the like, because like gender is a big deal to some people.
Mm-hmm.
I
It is.
totally understand that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
It is. I understand that too. But I also feel like something is, it's not trivial, but it is kind of trivial. You know what I mean? Like in the
Like,
grand scheme of
I
things,
mean, being able to respect somebody's pronouns is trivial because you should just be able to do
be
it.
able, exactly.
You
That's
know?
what I meant. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, just, I can't empathize with people who don't respect other people's decisions to, they decided like what they wanted to be called, and
Right.
then all of a sudden they just want to switch it up and like, oh, he, she, they. Like, I hate it when people are like, oh, I hate that they switched it up. Like, what do you mean? Like, how is this affecting
Switch
your
it
life in
up.
any way,
That is interesting.
like, how dare you try to make their life an inconvenience to yours just because you don't know whether to call them he, she, they.
Right.
Like, it's literally, these words. You know all three of those words by the time that you're in kindergarten.
Especially if
So,
you're like a person in charge, like I feel like you should automatically want to like
how,
respect all your underlings so that you're able to
yes.
create like a nice like environment. But not a lot of people care about creating a nice environment.
And if you have a confusion, I feel like it's okay, especially among the generation that we were born in now,
Mm,
to ask people what their pronouns are.
for
I
sure.
feel like it's not a very prominent thing that the older generation does, but it's something that us generally, like in
I
our
just got
30s
asked
and
what my
below.
pronouns were the other day, and I was
Exactly.
like he, they,
Yeah.
and
I
then
prefer that. I
you
don't
know I
mind.
love that
Mm-hmm. I
because
get
it's
it.
just like a respecting, like, oh, you care enough about me to like, you know.
To
I think it's nice. You know, I
Yeah,
think it
I think so
shows like,
too.
but like, you know, like there's some people you'll ask and they'll go off like on a
They're
whole
like,
rant.
what, do I look like something different than what I am? I'm like,
Not
oh
even that. They're
no,
just
girl.
like, they just kind of like are silly about it. They're all like,
Yeah.
oh, well, like, da, 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 da. Like
Oh, really?
at my job, especially, I feel like a lot of
Oh,
conservative people come in and they'll
okay.
be like, you know,
I mean, that's okay if you're conservative, but also, like, if you have opinions about the LGBTQIA community that aren't very nice, you can kindly hop off.
period. Period.
Yeah, period. Because, like, the whole point of Pride and Pride Month is, like, just being the person and loving the person that you want to. I don't know. Like, it's just, everybody has their own wants, their own desires, and everybody views it in a different way. I totally understand that. But, like, you aren't me. Why do you judge me so hard just because I want to love somebody that's, the same gender as me? Or maybe they don't have a gender. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, I get it. I was born with a fucking vagina. I get it that they were born with a fucking penis. But does that matter in the grand scheme of things? No, it doesn't. Are you planning on fucking me? I'm not planning on fucking you. So why does it matter what I look like down there or
Period.
what I go by? You can call me Audrey.
Period. By the way,
Or first dot generation.
follow me.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, I feel that.
Period,
I'm glad.
girl.
I'm glad that you're so passionate about it because honestly, like I feel like a lot of people don't really care. You
And
know.
I get that because I am a cisgendered female and I identify as she, her.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel very strongly because I just know that there's so many people that aren't allowed to feel comfortable in their own skin. For what reason? Because of other people's opinions on how they should live their life. That's fucking disgusting, honestly. That's stupid. I used to live by other people's expectations and rules of society and whatever the fuck. Who gives a fucking goddamn, bitch? Like, damn, just live your life. Why does your life have to involve stepping on mine? Like, that is so unnecessary. And it's so uncultured of you. You are swine.
Swine, literally a pig.
A pig, yes. Period. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me because, like, so many members of the LGBTQI community that I have met are so loving, so adoring, so accepting and tolerant of other people, races, spiritual beliefs, like schooling even, you know, like they have no judgments on anybody because at the end of the day, it's about pride. It's about being prideful of who you are, who you identify as, what you present yourself out into the world. And that's why I really appreciate, like, the whole community, honestly. Like, they just are. They just are.
We exist, and we just want a space to exist in, you know what I mean? Like,
let's just be peaceful about it. There's no room,
especially in Texas right now. It's just a little crazy because
it is. Everyone's so hateful.
Like right now, we can't have drag queens and like children in the same space.
That's so disgusting.
You know, like that's a rule.
Which is absolutely crazy to me, because like, I mean, you have to teach kids these things. You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to live up to whatever they feel like is their full potential if you don't even give them the resources? You know, it's like teaching all of the elementary schoolers, like, all the different ways to be creative. We have music class, we have PE, we have, you know, art class, we have whatever else, you know, other elementary schools might have. But you don't want to tell them about slavery. You don't want to tell them about people who have gay feelings, who are gay, or who want to play dress up, you know what I mean? Like the way that they put it. I don't think that is, I don't know. I think that's just so restrictive, you know? Don't you want your child to be the best person that they could possibly be? Don't you want your child to be so helpful to everybody else around them and themselves? Like, don't you want the best possible version of every person around you to be present?
They want them to be that, but they want them to only do that in their parameters.
That's kind of crazy because there's no parameters, there's no limit to how good of a person you can be, or like how you can be, really. There's no limit. There's no, like, it's a whole, you know, world. It's not a range. It's not a graph that you can end at any certain point. You know, right. Like, life is ever changing, ever growing, dipping and fucking, you know what I mean? It can't be confined to parameters. And the more that you try to confine it, though, that's what I like, though, is the more that you try to confine these motherfuckers, the best way will come out. They'll find a fucking way to not conform to your standards. And honestly, I love those rule breakers because they are the people that started, like, all of these wonderful civil movements that have gotten us to where we are right now as a society, to have us be progressively thinking about other people's lives in the way that we think about ourselves. Amazing. You know, it's honestly unheard of. It's for sure. It used to be such a selfish culture of survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? You know, whatever tribe is your tribe. I totally get that. Understand that. But they're creating this even larger than themselves community that people like me, you know, I'm not a part of this community really, but I am a part of it because they accept me. They love me for who I am. And no matter if I am a straight cisgendered male, woman, or female, whatever, same Confirmed. Thing. Yeah. Yeah, stop. Stop, don't look.
No, I was playing.
Nah.
I think we should definitely get into this talk deeper when we have King.
Yes, yeah. I would love to.
Because I think a lot of that stuff is going to lead well into like what he's going to have to say.
Yes.
Because he's very much a part of like that movement. Like he has a Vice interview.
Oh, period, girl. I love him.
I'm excited for him to
That's
come next
awesome.
week and talk
Yes.
more about like definitely when it comes to like pride and what they're going and what LGBTQ people are going through. So that
Yes.
kind of stuff.
I
So
love that.
I'm excited for that.
I'm super excited. We're gonna have a different setting too, y'all. So
Oh yeah.
I hope y'all ready for that.
I know. It's going to be cute. I'm going to try to make it real nice
Yeah.
like before we record and stuff, and
I'm excited.
we got to test out the new mic.
Oh yes.
For
Yes,
sure.
For sure. We do. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say to our viewers?
Authenticity. Just do your best. Do your best until you're actually doing your most authentic self.
Yes.
And try not to listen to your emotions, just your mind, just your body. Like listen to every bit of yourself.
Yes.
Like you have to go through these 4 categories: your mind, your body, your passions, and your emotions. You know what I mean? Like you got to ask yourself on all fronts.
And it's okay to take it slowly at first too.
For sure.
Have the ultimate patience with yourself. It's okay to be a little bit impatient with other people, but for yourself, do it for yourself. Take that extra second to really think about where those thoughts, where those feelings are coming from. If you have self-doubt, definitely take time to really understand where that doubt is coming from, because it might not even be from you. It might be from something that other people have imposed on you like way long ago.
Yep. So especially when it comes to like my LGBTQ community, like that shit.
Please be patient with yourself.
Please be patient.
It's not worth risking your life over anything. And again, if any of this was triggering, I finally have been able to find the National Suicide and Crisis Helpline, which actually they changed the number from a 1-800 number to just 988. So
nice.
I know, period.
I love
Thank
that.
goodness. I love that. So easy. Yeah.
Perfect. I can remember that.
So I love you guys. I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. We'll check in on each other next time. And we'll have King with us next week.
Yes, I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Y'all were amazing in the comments. Thank you so much, Ruben, for your really
and
good
I love you,
comment.
Kat. I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too, Kat. Bye. I miss you more than Audrey does.
No, he doesn't.